What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about bots because we just haven't talked about bots in a very long time. And as you can see here, let me actually go, this is the Peak Monsters dashboard. You can still see that a majority of battles are happening in the wild format or the wild league. So what is this? In this past day, on January 8th, 644,000 battles, of which 600,000 are happening in wild, and we have about 24,000 happening in modern. So that number in modern hasn't really changed. So that just goes to show that the same amount of human players, hopefully human players in modern, it has been relatively steady, right? Hopefully it starts to grow, but it hasn't declined either. So the other metric that we check here is the daily active players. Now, one thing to note, that daily active players doesn't necessarily mean that they're playing battles. I think it's just whenever somebody logs into the account. But as you can see here, if I go to the 6 month, well, actually, let's do this. Let's go to the 3 month first so that you can see where we're at. Rebellion launched on December 5th. And oddly enough, like the day after December 5th, we had our lowest daily active players. This is December 6th at 33,000. 33,000. We've since gone up, and you can see we're in the low 40 range. But if I go back, let's just go like 6 months, right? Over the past 6 months, you can see that we were trending anywhere between the high 40s all the way up into maybe the low 60s. I mean, there were some days that were significantly higher. And this is, again, going back all the way to the summer. If we keep it over the last 3 months, and this actually might be a better way to view it, right? So you can see here 51,000. Let's just do a couple spot checks, right? So these are all in the 49 to 51,000. There's a couple 60,000, right? High 50s. So we are now at a point where, following Rebellion coming out, and of course, for anybody who's not familiar, the new summoner tactics, right? So there's this new step in the battle phase that requires a little bit more thought and strategy. I'm wondering if the bots are turning back on. Now, here's the thing. It kind of is a win-win scenario, and I'm not going to be anti-bot here. That's not my point with this video. It's kind of a win-win scenario because let's say the bots aren't using any Rebellion cards. Well, then they shouldn't have really been shut off in the first place because they just they would just be submitting teams with their older cards, similar to what I'm doing, right? I don't own any tactic summoners, so I'm kind of playing the same way that a bot could continue to play no matter what, right? You just would skip that tactics round. But if the bots are finding some of these newer cards to be useful and part of the meta, as we know many of them are, well, that means that they are either buying or renting them off the marketplace right now, and Conflict still haven't gone live yet. So again, they're going to be adding a little bit of value to the economy overall. And again, I don't want to get into the bots good, bots bad. I'm saying the bots, my stance is bots are, right? They exist. Here's what it is. Let's see how they interact with the community, or sorry, the economy overall. So when it comes to that, right, I'm looking at this as if we can, and this is an important thing, right? If we can start to increase the daily active players up into the 50s and 60s range again, obviously I would want that to be human players coming in, but we haven't quite seen that influx yet, as you can see here from the new players, right? So over the past, 3 months, let's just go over the past month, right? So since Rebellion came out, since, we've been hitting 3 cents with SPS, let's see here. 217 spellbooks purchased. Now we've had 43,000 signups, or sorry, 4,300 signups, but only 200 spellbooks that were purchased, so only 200 potential new players coming in. I mean, really all that we're tracking here is potential new accounts. But either way, right, like as we move forward, again, it's not that I'm saying that I want bots, but if bots are going to be part of the ecosystem and they find that many of the Rebellion cards are crucial for the meta, not just in modern, right? Because bots shouldn't be operating in modern, but part of the meta for wild as well. That could be an interesting scenario in which bot operators decide that, hey, you know what? I need to have XYZ card, right? Now, here's the thing. I don't think that bots really need to be, I don't think that bots need to be in the higher levels. Like if I was a bot operator, I would probably just be keeping them in bronze and silver. And, you can maximize your earnings there with a Chaos Legion set, which is super cheap to either rent, or if you really want to own the cards, you could buy them. But at this point, I'm sure they're just renting it out on the marketplace. So if they were to get to a point where we had Rebellion being super crucial to the meta, that would be a fantastic thing. I don't know that it's going to happen, but it just kind of is fascinating for me to watch these numbers here as they slowly start to tick up, because either way, people shut off their bots and now they're back online. Now, maybe this could just be like a logistical or mechanical thing where it's like, all right, you know what? In order for the bots to operate in this two-phase thing, we had to reprogram them so that they knew what to do with X, Y, Z. But once again, I mean, I'm not running into very many issues, but then again, maybe I'm just not playing many folks with, actually, it doesn't even matter to me, right? I just go straight into the battle. So even when I play somebody with a tactic summoner, I don't even bother going in. So maybe it's not even a mechanical thing, but I'm just pointing this out as an observation for the rest of the community here, because I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, if you've heard anything through the grapevine, if you've seen anything on Discord or Reddit or Twitter about the bot accounts, because obviously they're still running, right? There's no doubt about that. I mean, you can just look at all the battles that are being played here, and you can consider how many real people we actually have that play in Modern. So if the bots are going to become a bigger part of the ecosystem. And again, my main concern, or my main point of interest, I should really say, is how much and how far will they go into something like Rebellion? Well, again, that could be awesome, right? But I don't know what kind of impact it is. So again, just calling this out. We've started to see it rise again, and this was just even a couple of weeks after Rebellion had launched, and now it seems like it's on a decent uptick. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you are running bots and are willing to talk about it, I'd be curious to know how your approach to Rebellion has been. If you have decided that maybe you do need some of these cards, or maybe you're just going to play with Chaos Legion, I think it's important just to understand how the entire ecosystem is working overall. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.